Today we want to go over monetary policy as it relates to the Federal Reserve System. Monetary policy as it relates to the Federal Reserve System, or the Fed. Now, the Fed is actually not a government agency. It's private, but the Fed helps banks and has three tools at its disposal to either increase or decrease the money in circulation in the economy at a given time, to either help speed it up if it's slowed down, or to help slow it down if it's sped up too much and inflation is creeping up. So basically, they influence the supply of money, and they have three tools at their disposal to help influence the supply of money in the economy at any one time. The first tool is they adjust the required reserve ratio of member banks. The reserve ratio is the amount of money that a bank must have on hand in relation to the amount deposited there, and it influences how much they can loan out. If the reserve ratio is low, that gives more money at disposal for the bank to loan out, and therefore lowered ratio means the money supply increases. If they have a higher ratio, they have to keep more on hand based on how much is deposited there, then there's less money to lend and the money supply decreases. So they adjust the required reserve ratio for member banks. They lower that ratio, money supply increases. Raise the ratio, money supply decreases. The second thing that they have, and this is probably one of their most powerful tools, is the open market operations of buying and selling government securities. Buying and selling government securities. By doing this, they strongly influence the amount of money in circulation at any one time, and so they have that market. And then third, they can adjust the discount rate. The discount rate is the interest rate that the Federal Reserve Bank charges to member banks to borrow money from the reserve. So you've got this Federal Reserve Bank, it's loaning money to member banks. If that rate is favorable, if it's a low interest rate, then that encourages the member bank to borrow more money from the Fed to loan out to others, and thereby increases the amount of money supply in the economy at large. Now, if they increase the reserve rate, there's a less favorable interest rate for them to borrow money. It disincentivizes them to want to borrow money from the Fed, and therefore they have less to loan out themselves, and decreases the amount of money, generally speaking, in circulation in the economy. Well, this has just been a basic overview then of monetary policy as it relates to the Fed. It's three main tools to influence the supply of money in the economy. If you'd like to learn more about this or related matters, underneath this video you'll find a link. If you'll click on that link, it'll take you to the website that has that information, and while you're on that website, you'll also find a link to an ebook that's ready for immediate download.